everyone, welcome back to our very own MSP series called MSP 101. And today we have one of the directors for IT distribution organization here in Malaysia. His name is Johnny. Johnny,
hello, hi.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Johnny,
It's a good day.
Good to have you around with us.
Right.
Yes. So we've been doing this series about MSPs,
Okay.
introducing MSPs to the corporation, the world at large, right? And one of the things that we hear people talking about is data confidentiality when it comes to outsourcing IT,
Right.
getting MSPs involved, right? What are your thoughts on that? Because people are saying that it's not safe to hire MSPs because then the data that they have in the company goes out to a third-party vendor. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, basically, if you look at the idea, right, of, people may have concerns about data security, right? But you look at it another way, right, or another perspective is that if you have an IT engineer, right, wouldn't he have the access to all your data and information as well, right? And the worst case is that they have your data, they take it, they run away, right?
Okay.
So that is an issue. But with an MSP, what happens is that it's because MSP, they are like your IT arm in your organization,
Yep.
right? So what they will have is that you would probably have an agreement with them.
Okay.
So with that agreement, which means it's a legal binding.
Okay.
So anything happens, right? At least you know there is an avenue for you to reach out to or take action for companies out there. Where else, if you're an engineer, if you're in-house engineer, probably that is going to be a bit more difficult to do that lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then you have to come to a point where it's a people issue.
yeah, exactly. It's a people issue and you involve a lot of things.
Yeah. So, Johnny, you distribute solutions, right, to MSPs. They use some of the tools that you use, for example, to manage computers, right, and things like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes the problem is not the organization, it's not the MSPs, but it could be the tools that they use that, that gets breached and then the data leaks out that way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
that's a very good point over there.
Yeah.
So I would add, right, tools, right, for everyone out there, right, tools, not necessarily every single tool can be used in an MSP context.
Okay.
One example is actually freewares.
Okay.
We will not recommend or advise freewares because probably
like those that you learn on Google.
Yeah. Those,
Okay.
those
Downloadable freewares.
Downloadable
Okay.
freewares,
Right.
because those are the ones, right, where probably they collect your data information, they release to other third-party groups, and so on and so forth, right? And we're not sure about how secure is it, because probably they do it free because they are still in the development stage,
Okay.
right? Which means they are not ready for commercial use. And that's why what we recommend is always use those paid versions.
Okay.
All right. And the paid versions, few things they need to have. Number one is actually it needs to be able to set certain level of permissioning for your engineers.
Okay.
Because you may have multiple level of engineers. You have the junior level 1 engineers have certain access rights.
Okay.
Well, whereas the second level and third level may have more access rights, right?
Okay.
So with that level of control, that means you can control, in terms of, in a way, privacy as well.
Okay.
In terms of what data access or what kind of sensitive data they can have a look, right? So that is one part of it. The other one I would also say is that in terms of the pricing factor, right?
Okay.
Don't just see anything cheap means good.
Okay.
It's not necessarily the case because products that has gone through some level of development, there is a lot of cost involved.
All right.
So usually an MSP would use a product that is look well in the market out there. All right. So that would actually ensures that is a solid solution on that.
So I hear authority level. I hear permissioning.
Yes.
So also meaning that when an MSP would want to access computers in a company for support and all that, they will receive a notification or whatnot. And I think that there should be a trail.
Yeah. So adding on that, you brought a good point.
Yeah.
Also in terms of a solution that gives you an audit trail.
Okay.
And also in terms of report.
Okay.
It should be transparent whether you are a customer or just the end user. I mean, you're the MSP themselves, right?
All right.
But it should be transparent to the end users in terms of reporting, audit logs, what happens, everything you can trace back. And the most important, cannot delete the logs.
Okay.
Because that's where you want to ensure that this is a trustable solution.
Right.
But again, a good MSP would have already chosen the right kind of tools set. I mean, as a business owner, right? Probably that's not your main concern, but I think your main concern is the MSP that will have all these tool sets ready in their hands. And because they serve multiple clients, right? Probably they can get a better rate, right? So that's how they put into their services.
Okay, cool. So what I hear from you is data confidentiality. A lot of times it's not that we can protect it 100%, but it's all the policies that we put in place, especially when we look at hiring an MSPs, the tools that they use, the audits, the logs, right? So that's good. I hope that encourages you one way or another, or enriches broadens your mind into getting an MSPs. If you like the content that we are giving out, why don't you subscribe to us, follow us, so that we can, you'll be encouraged to share more with you. Cool. I'll see you guys in our next episode of MSP 101.
Then the engineer will work together with the consultant or project manager. We can do a proposal to the customer for the upgrading as well.
What actually goes behind the scene of an MSP? What do they actually do?
Then we also have a standby, maybe one engineer just for the ad hoc on site as well most of the time. The particular engineer must be very proactive. I mean, this is the thing, the pre-alert to the end user.